America's election headquarters in depth tonight. What could be a best-case scenario for some Republicans and a worst-case scenario for others. A contested convention. Tonight, Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen shows us what that might look like.
America's last contested convention was the Democratic gathering of 1980, when forces loyal to Ted Kennedy, seeking to topple incumbent President Jimmy Carter, forced a vote on the convention rules that would have freed delegates to vote for anyone they wanted on the first ballot.
And that vote failed narrowly. But once it failed, that meant there was not going to be an open convention, and Jimmy Carter was going to be the nominee again.
And we will make America great again.
Today, Republican frontrunner Donald Trump is steaming toward the 1,237 delegates needed to clinch the GOP nomination. But what if he doesn't, and no other candidate does either? On the first ballot, 95% of delegates are bound to support the candidate to whom they were pledged as a result of their state's primary or caucus. On a second ballot, the share of bound delegates drops to 43%. On a third ballot, it's 19%.
For the most part, delegates, they're the establishment types. These are coming from the state parties. And I got to tell you that these campaigns are already courting delegates, talking to delegates. They're making their cases to these different delegates. They're well aware that this could end up in a convention.
4 years ago, forces loyal to GOP nominee Mitt Romney, who already had the nomination sewn up, secured changes to the convention rules which, among other things, prohibited even the counting of votes on the first ballot for any candidate who had failed to win a majority of state delegations in at least 8 states, a rule aimed at the time at blocking Ron Paul from being nominated. So far, Donald Trump has secured a majority of state delegations in 5 states. Yet the Romney rule also prohibited candidates who failed to meet that 8-state threshold from having their votes counted on subsequent ballots.
Some of these candidates that are still in this may not have 8 states where they have a majority of the delegates. So I assume they'll change the rule. That was a rule put in right at the end of the last time.
Well-placed sources in the Republican Party told me that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is quietly leading an effort to explore ways to change the convention rules to deprive Donald Trump of the nomination. A spokesman for Senator McConnell told me, quote, the topic regularly comes up, but that the Majority Leader himself has convened no meetings for that purpose. Brett?
That would go over well. James, thanks.